So guys, listen, I am very interested in taking this trade. Not very interested in my bump that, scratch that out. Not very interested in taking this trade, but I can't say that this trade is a trade that I would possibly be interested in. The reason why I'm not going to take this trade right now, um, obviously one reason, obviously we're out of session, close to London, but not there. But most of all is because I just okay. So one of my rules is if I'm indecisive about a lose, if I'm indecisive about a trade, they're usually losers, right? Okay, so number one, I don't like how Price had this barrier, this bullish engulfing into this level. I kind of like Price coming to levels, but not no like a bullish engulfing showing strong like buys, right? Something like that. But it did that, so that kind of turned me off. Yes, it has this doji right here, which I like. Um, the other thing I dislike is the way this is, right? I literally was watching this while I was out, and Price was literally here, and this right here, I usually always see this fail. When price usually goes up this level and I want to sell it off, it usually don't just sell off and continue down. It usually clears out this area and then possibly go for a that looks disgusting. But price usually clears out this area and then if it wants to go as bearish, then it'll go bearish, right? And then that's when I'll be more interested in entering the trade. You know, stops there and TPO on this side, right? But for now, not really interested in watching it, right? I mean, entering this trade. But this is what I'm saying. This is how you're gonna see it clear. Let's invert this, right? We're gonna invert. Look, so now it looks like buys, right? So let's just say I'm at this buy right here. Yes, it's a double bottom. Yes, I can continue up. But the thing I don't like about this is the fact that, okay, cool. Now look at this. One of my rules that I have is that when price goes bullish, I do not buy on a bearish engulfing. So the price goes bullish on a daily and it has a bearish engulfing immediately. Buys most of the time are not valid. Like right here, not valid, right? Price goes up, okay, pound bearish, it's usually not valid. It's usually every time it goes bullish and it hits like in a bearish engulfing, it usually doesn't not go valid. So look, price goes up, it's not valid. Not saying that it can't work, but I just know the majority of time it doesn't. So I just want to avoid that. And then on the 4 hour, if you look at it, it does look like price is about to, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't look like price will buy up here. Like this doesn't look strong enough price to buy up and continue, going up. It looks like price will most likely clear this area and then eventually starts to find some type of basis and then eventually probably like, you know, buy this lower end here. You know what I'm saying? So for right now, not quite interested right now in selling this trade off. I'm gonna just a sell chart, just flip it over. But most likely would want to see price clear this area out. And then eventually like probably give us like a few candlesticks away from here, and then eventually get a sell off. And then price could possibly even sell off from these areas, right? Because these areas are still areas that are areas of interest. So price could still come up here and then eventually, sell off from here. Could also do that and it'll still be valid. So I don't think this is a good area to sell in right now, even though I could want to sell. I don't think it's a good area to sell in. So I'm straight. These guys are reaching the area that I would want it to be at. Your GBP yet again. I would want price to go a little bit bullish here, shift the structure, and then I'll be interested in selling that, John. Um, uh, yeah, I would price to come up a little bit more, look into this area, and then sell that, John. But chat JPY, price in this area weekly, just in this area where we can see price continue to the downside. What I don't like is how this price is right here, kind of like turn it off. It's here, but I don't like how this. I just don't like that engulfing. Sure. AD, USD. Yeah, being very patient. Look, I literally said that here would not be an ideal place to sell. I just don't like how it looks. And guess what? It followed me. Not it followed me, but just understand that if I don't like how something looks, I'm good at it. Just be patient. So now, guess what? When the price come up to this area, hopefully form some bullish structure, shift that bit downwards, and then wait in for the sells. But I can tell you, this one thing though. Okay, one thing I could tell you is right. Okay, yes, the weekly has already tapped the level, right? So now because weekly has already weekly's about to get into this level. What I'm looking forward to happening, right? Because the weekly is still, bullish. What I'm looking forward to happening is I need the 4 hour to pull up this level of shift structure. On 4 hour shift structure, then I'll be interested in selling this John to the downside, right? That's what I'll be interested in. Maybe the cat. Um, I told you this one just look kind of weird. I just don't like how this looks. I'm straight. I'll be supposed to be looking at this trade. It's supposed to go down. This is what I'll be interested in. So I'm good off that Euro CHF, a trade I'm just looking at because I have one of my buddies that's in there. I'm just trying to see how that plays out, right? Um, you know, so decent buys on that. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, it's over.